Pitching a novel is not that scary. Seriously though, I pitched my novel a while back and am still alive. No battle scars or anything. I have a scar in here. Writer's just upset because even though our pitch went really well and they did ask to see our first 3 chapters, in the end our book was rejected. But we knew it was going to be rejected. For starters, the publisher we were pitching to specifically stated they weren't looking for fantasy. Why not? Fantasy's the best! If they were not looking for fantasy, it was foolish to pitch to them. Oh, editor's back. Calm down, guys. We need her. Besides, she's right. Pitching my novel to a publisher who wasn't looking for my specific genre probably wasn't the best idea. But I did do it for a reason. For starters, the publisher I was pitching to does publish fantasy. They just weren't looking for it at that particular time, so it was possible that if they liked it enough, they would publish it. Still, I'm not saying you should ever do that, but it wasn't completely ridiculous. And the real reason I pitched to this particular publisher was because I know her and I know how really nice she is. Basically, it was a practice run to prepare myself for pitching in the future. It is quite alright that it was not accepted, for we still have a lot of work to do to get it ready for a publisher to see. Quite right, but before we get to that, I would like to talk about pitching. Go right ahead. Thanks. Anyway, like I said in a previous video, when pitching, you begin with the mechanics of your novel. Title, genre, and word count. The Witch's Key is a young adult fantasy novel, complete at 79,000 words. Make sure you specify that it is complete, and please don't pitch your first novel if it isn't. Now for a brief summary of your novel. Bear in mind, I'm not saying like the perfect way of doing it, but what I did that seemed to work. I began by presenting my character, not by name, but by description. A shy young witch. Then I presented the challenge she must face. Must find her voice. Why? In order to stop a war. And what is the consequence of failure? That would destroy the lives of those without magic. So the setup is description of character, challenge they must face, and consequence of failure. A shy young witch must find her voice in order to stop a war that would destroy the lives of those without magic. After this elevator pitch, I went on to explain more about my novel. I established my character's goals and all of the challenges she would have to face. Have this really well prepared, but basically think of it as telling a friend about your novel. Spill all of the cool parts. Get really into it. You're excited about this novel, aren't you? Make sure that when you type this out, it's only between 1 or 2 pages. Boil your book down to the most relevant and exciting parts. Then be prepared to answer a few questions. And no, these won't be questions like, what's your character's favorite color? Dang, I know that one. But questions like, is this part of a series? What is the setting? How large of a role does the love story play? My 3 biggest points of advice for you are, 1. Know your story inside and out. Have your pitch prepared and know exactly what points you want to highlight. 2. Be professional. If you're pitching in person, don't go 1 second over time. If you're pitching in a letter, keep it brief. And treat the person you're pitching to with courteous respect. 3. Be enthusiastic and genuine. Pitch a story you're in love with and make sure that love shows through. I know that I haven't covered pitching as thoroughly as I could. Hopefully I'll do more videos on it in the future when I get better at it. And I'll link in the underbar some articles that have helped me. If you have any specific questions, please leave them in a comment or email me at katesnovelidea@gmail.com and I will try and help you out. I always love hearing from you guys. Today's novel idea is to write a 1 to 2 page synopsis of your novel, highlighting the most relevant and exciting points. Thanks for watching and happy writing. Dang, I know that one.